Hey everybody, this is Nate with River Pools of Salt Lake. One of the calls that we get quite often is when the Intellichem is in alarm and we don't see that there's any flow. We did a flow video earlier where we checked the skimmer basket, pump basket, filter, and just flow for the entire system. If your system's off, it's going to be an alarm because you have no flow through the system. So if your pump's not running, it's going to be an alarm. If you have other flow issues anywhere else in your system, it's going to be an alarm and you won't have any flow. But if everything else looks right and you still have this alarm and you're having flow issues, some different things to check. I'm going to walk you through a couple different things. So with this system, when you look down here, we've got a filter for the Intellichem itself. And we also have valves around this flow switch. So right now, I can tell you the reason that we're getting this alarm is because I turned off this valve to simulate the alarm. So check this valve first. If this valve is turned off, simply turn it back on, and that's going to fix your alarm. And we're going to get a blinking flow light, which means you now have flow. Another thing is there's a valve on this side as well. If this valve is turned off, you're going to see the same alarm. So you have to have a circular flow of water through your entire system. So make sure that your valves are open, and then you'll get flow here. If all your valves are open and your system has flow everywhere else, but we're still in alarm here, one thing that we want to check is we want to check the filter on the Intellichem system. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the valve below the filter and just simply unscrew the filter cap. And what you're going to see is there's a little screen filter inside there, and you can take that screen filter and clean it out. And you can also see I do have a little bit of gunk in that filter, so I'm just going to throw out the water, clean it out a bit, put my filter back in. And if this is the problem, this filter is going to be caked. And so you'll want to clean it good, put it back in. It kind of seeds in the bottom of that cap. Screw it back on, hand tight, turn your valve back on, and this is where we're going to see that we're no longer in alarm and we have flow. It's going to start to count down before it does anything here, but we know that we have flow and everything's good. Okay, if all of that doesn't work, and the last thing that you should check is this little piece right here above the filter. This is the actual flow switch. There's a little plunger in there, and notice what happens with that plunger when I turn off the flow. See how the plunger falls down? When I turn the flow back on, the plunger goes up. That plunger is what is telling the Intellichem if you have flow or not. So those are all of the small things to check when dealing with flow issues in your Intellichem.